tell us about your history with Game of Apps.
Yeah, so with Game of Apps, I was actually around here since the very beginning. Back in 2017, I think, in the fall, Roland came by our school and introduced this program to us about Game of Apps. That's how I ended up joining season 1 of Game of Apps. Back then, we were still doing Swift development.
That's right.
With iOS. So I participated in my grade 11 year, and then had a great time, learned a whole lot, and then I was hungry for more.
Yes.
So we came back in my grade 12 year with some new fresh faces from McMath and some from the previous year as well.
Yes.
And then we actually ended up making a winning app. So our app won the provincial championships that year.
You were the champions,
and that was a very amazing experience. In my grade 12 year, I was sort of trying to determine what I wanted to study in university.
Yeah.
So I was planning to attend the University of British Columbia, and there were 2 disciplines I could follow there. There was the engineering / applied science faculty, and then there was the science faculty. So in the science faculty, I could go down computer science, or in engineering, I would follow a path down there, maybe computer engineering or some other discipline of engineering.
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and that's what Game of Apps helped me with. Doing the second year of development there, working with a team of developers and designers and planning an app from start to finish and then kind of bringing it to life, that's what really solidified it for me and told me, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to study computer science.
Okay, wonderful. What was your experience in school?
The educational part was fairly similar. We would be learning coding fundamentals, learning how to do basic things like understanding errors, which is a very big one. But I definitely had a leg up because of Game of Apps, especially with things like understanding basic coding syntax, understanding loops and conditionals.
Yes.
And of course, I think the biggest thing was probably just learning how to understand what the debugger was telling me and how to Google things.
Okay, okay, cool.
I think one of the most memorable things would be in my second year of doing Game of Apps when our team was trying to figure out an idea for an app. And so I remember me and my team, we had I think 6 people in total. During one of the planning sessions that we had, we were just standing around a whiteboard, brainstorming ideas, throwing things around, and then talking back and forth with the mentors about ideas that may or may not work and why they may or may not work. And I think that was really fun. And we ended up coming with an idea that I think worked pretty well, which was the a youth banking app.
Yeah, and that was the winning app for the season, right? That was the championship.
I think the idea, like a strong idea and a foundation, is very important.
Yeah. Now that you're finished school, you're going to be joining us as a full-fledged mentor. So looking forward to having you join us. What are some words of advice that you could give them?
Well, from a Game of Apps perspective, I think the 2 big things for me would be, 1, take the time to understand the debugger. That will be your best friend when you're trying to figure out problems with the code and also help you with doing your research on how to solve problems that you may encounter. But I think the more important piece of advice I would have is just when taking the program, have fun, you know? Don't feel too stressed about it. You need to keep an open mind, pace yourself through it, and I think that's the best way you'll learn and the best way that you'll enjoy the whole experience. And even if you don't end up following any computer science or design discipline, I think Game of Apps will definitely be a very positive experience, and the skills that you learn from Game of Apps will definitely transition to whatever field that you end up in.